Today's video is simple. I'm going to try every single Michelin-starred restaurant in Dubai. That means 17 restaurants. 17. Dubai is known for a lot of crazy things. The biggest, the most expensive, the most extravagant. And of course the restaurants are no exceptions. I will have lunch 200 meters above the ground. And there will be moments where sharks swim past me during dinner. We'll visit traditional spots and restaurants by world-famous chefs. And there will be places that, in my opinion, shouldn't even be Michelin-starred. But also, there will be one place among them I would choose if it were my last day on Earth. This video is not sponsored, unfortunately, because this is the most expensive video we have ever made. But enough talking, let's go to Dubai. This is the most iconic building here, and one of the most famous hotels. The Burj Al Arab. I step into the lobby, I take a look up, and wow, it's breathtaking. To get to the restaurant, we need an elevator. I don't mind a little stairwalk, but MUNTAHA is 200 meters high. Ideal choice for those afraid of height.
Hello. Very nice to meet you.
When I step into the restaurant, a warm welcome awaits me. I have been here before, but it was a completely different place back then. The table setting is beautiful, the utensils are nice, expensive pieces. The vibes are great, I'm feeling good, thanks to the cheerful staff. Then the chef appears at our table and we have a little chat. He is from Italy and has been learning in France a lot. It's lunchtime, so I ordered a solid 5-course meal. With wine, of course. Would be a shame to miss it, because they have a nice selection. They offer Belle Epoque champagne by the glass, for example. I guess there is a lot of money flowing through here. I mean, we are at one of the most luxurious buildings in Dubai. So they can open such big labels, and they will sell just like any beer at Oktoberfest. As usual, we start with canapes, and they are delicious. They fired up my palate perfectly.
I mean, beautiful.
Then a favorite of mine arrives, bread with a beautiful butter presentation. Loved every piece of it. A salad comes after. It's cold, acidic, crunchy, fantastic. Sweet tartare is next with caviar and a rich champagne sauce. It looks stunning and tastes stunning too. I love the textures as well. What follows, it is blue lobster, which doesn't require too many words. Absolutely delicious. The main dish is sea bass coming from Brittany. Seaweed crust on the top, kombu, leek jus and verjus sauce. How does it taste? Watch me.
Oh my god, this sauce is just amazing.
The dessert is a classic one. Chocolate. A beautiful, carefully prepared chocolate dessert. This is a good restaurant, which is definitely worth a visit. And if you want to flex on Instagram, just take a look at that scenery. One and only is a big hotel chain. I have stayed here before, but just like the bunnies in the garden, it has grown a bit old. In a city like Dubai, it's hard to keep up with the business. Bigger, more luxurious hotels open every week. The race here is tighter than the Formula 1 in 1984. Our next restaurant is located inside this hotel and belongs to the renowned chef YANNIK ALLÉNO. He currently holds 17 Michelin stars with his restaurants all over the world. That, my friends, is a visible number. One could say he is a superstar. Inside the restaurant, well, let's just say the years are visible on the interior. We take a seat and quickly make our order. We are going for the emotion menu. We start with some canapes and with an old friend, Krug. The wine list, by the way, is very much good looking. A lot of big labels and the by-the-glass selection is imposing as well. We won't get this good wine list everywhere, because drinking alcohol in Dubai is a bit tricky. But we will talk about that later. Now let's see what we got here. The bread is mind-blowing. You might get bored of how much I always praise the bread. But I don't care. In my opinion, baking good bread is one of humanity's greatest achievements in the past thousands of years. Both the bread and the butter are top-notch. Suddenly, a young gentleman comes to us. I thought he's an intern, but turns out he's the chef. Well, I am standing humbled. He's only 23 years old. 23. we learn that they bake that amazing bread here. The amuse-bouche for me was a little underwhelming, but then we arrive at our first course. King crab. Oh my god. Strong flavors, great ingredients. After the crab, we get a langoustine from Norway with truffles. This is a good dish. Beautiful flavors, high quality, fresh ingredients. Next we have lobster from Brittany with seaweed sauce. This is really good. I can't find the right words. Oh my god is starting to become my signature line. But this is the dish. It's really delicious. I have to mention that their plates and utensils are beautiful and luxurious, worthy for the level of these dishes and wines. The chef comes out again and presents our main course. One of his favorites, Australian Wagyu. Usually, it's enough to look at the beef to tell if it's good. Well, get your tissues ready and look at that. Oh boy. We close our meal with some sweets, starting with this. A strawberry tartlet, but not in a classical form. The presentation is simply beautiful. Artistic, I would say. It's a light, fresh summer delicacy. Then for closure, we have some nice petit fours, of course. The team was super professional. The service was immaculate. I had a really good time. And the chef. Congratulations to this young gentleman. And also congratulations to Yannick ALLÉNO. There must be some masterfully crafted recipes behind the scenes. And clearly, he knows how to pass that knowledge on. This time we go to the Burj Khalifa into a one-star restaurant, ARMANI Ristorante. This is the highest building on planet Earth, and it has a lot of restaurants.
I'm looking for the Armenian restaurant for 10 minutes, so maybe we will find it. It's not easy.
After a few thousand years of searching, we finally found the restaurant. We are being greeted by a silent and empty dining area. But in return, it is beautiful.
Welcome to Armani. My name is Sergio and I'm going to be waiting for tonight.
After a glass of nice champagne, we met with the menu. If it wasn't obvious by the name of the restaurant, it is Italian cuisine. The chef is Giovanni Papi, a true Italian gentleman. He has been working in some of the best Italian and Chinese restaurants before he finally settled in Dubai. We have two options for tasting menus, but we are going for freestyle. We start the meal with some Italian classics, breadsticks, different breads, and olive oil. Next we had different Italian masterpieces. For example, vitello tonato, tortelli, and risotto. When it comes to Italian cuisine, you expect these characteristic Mediterranean flavors. Unfortunately, we didn't get it this time. That might have a special reason. The chef announced his leaving 2 days before we came here. That was sensible on the meal. The excitement just wasn't there. But there was someone who saved the day. This gentleman, a true Italian. He had this kind of unbelievable energy and vibe, which I enjoyed so much. Genuine smiles, nice movements, high-end hospitality. The meal itself wasn't that sharp for me, but the service on the other hand was exceptional as soon as he showed up. Next up is a heavy hitter, a name I'm sure everyone heard about. Heston Blumenthal and the Dinner by Heston in the Royal Atlantis. This is my go-to hotel in Dubai. So I have been to this restaurant more times than I could count. A lot of money was poured into this place and it shows. It's beautiful, magical, so Heston. The concept here is to rethink English gastronomy in a modern way. The sommelier is one of my favorites in Dubai. A great character and also a real pro. We have a chance to take a look inside the kitchen. Look at that thing. You don't see anything like that anywhere else. Again, so Heston. When I'm here, I always order a meat fruit. And despite the fruit, you will find strong and delicious flavors. One of my favorites here. The menu also shows some flashes of this madman's mind. This, for example, is cod with cider butter, baby onions, and caviar. Absolutely delicious. I really like the chef Tom Allen, but sadly, he is not there anymore. The dishes are well prepared and bloody delicious. There is always a little something that makes you smile. Something magical. For example, when the snowman arrives and the Frozen theme song is playing.
Bloody hell!
Or this thing that was inspired by the early 1900s. This was made with liquid nitrogen and is not only spectacular, but also very delicious. Spending some time in the dinner is an experience that you definitely should have. Our next stop is the Jumeirah district in Dubai. We are about to visit the best restaurant in the Middle East and North Africa according to the 50 best list. They have had that title for the past 3 years. And also one of Dubai's coolest places. What hits me when I enter the restaurant is zest, energy and kindness. What you can expect here is true, honest hospitality. This restaurant was founded and run by 3 brothers, Mohammed, Omar and Wasim Orfali. Mohammed is going to be our guide today. He's smiling, open-minded, and you can tell he loves what he does. I take a seat and dive into these colorful dishes. As they say, these dishes are to be shared. Although I could eat them all just by myself. We started with one bite, and there were beautiful flavors in them. But my favorite was the ulala, which is practically a complete dinner in a bite. Acidity, fat, protein, sweetness, everything in one bite. Layers after layers. Then we moved to the cold dishes. Each of them was fresh and balanced, with characteristic flavors. We tried 2 hot dishes. Despite being completely different, they were in harmony. One was elegant and smooth, the other was homey and spicy. I had a really good time with the chef. There is an unusual thing. There is no alcohol in this restaurant. Although the non-alcoholic pairing is nice. Not just according to me. It won the Gomio's Best Non-Alcoholic Offering title in 2025. As I said before, drinking alcohol in Dubai is complicated. Alcohol here is only allowed in licensed venues, such as bars, restaurants and hotels. Public drinking is totally illegal. As a result of the many regulations, alcohol prices are incredibly high. What you can buy at the airport for $100, it could be 5 times that amount in a restaurant. The service is immaculate. It's not tight, not fake. It makes you relaxed. The people who work here are really here. Not just to take orders, but they talk to you, they listen to you. And what's most important, it is visible that they really care about this place. If I view it as a Michelin star restaurant, maybe I would expect something different. Something more refined. But overall, fantastic dishes, kind people, great vibes. Again, we are going high, to be exact, the 45th floor in the Grosvenor house. This is row on 45. This is Jason Atterson's restaurant, who got famous as Gordon Ramsay's apprentice. He currently leads 16 restaurants all over the world, and this is one of his flagships.
Oh, that's a beautiful place.
Well, this is a sight. The interior is the most spectacular I have ever seen. If you are planning to impress your special one, this is a good place to do that. This is called the Champagne Lounge. It's like someone made this for me. This is my kind of place. The wine list and more specifically the champagne offers are fantastic. So with a glass of champagne in hand, let's move on to the food. The experience starts with a strong line of oysters, bluefin tuna and king crab. Fantastic opening. I could stay here all night, but there is a lot more to see. We are being escorted to another room. This is the main dining area with the open kitchen. The scenery is literally breathtaking. The dishes start to fly to our table and most of them are finished there. The service is beautiful, the staff is kind and professional. I know I say this all the time, but here in Dubai they put a great effort in hospitality. There are 17 courses and of course I won't present each of them. But we get langoustine with sea urchin, a really complex and phenomenal scallop, turbo and A5 Wagyu. And the beat goes on with similar luxurious and delicious food. Also the wine pairing I ordered goes really well with the dishes. The sommelier did a great job on it. Again, we are being asked to leave for another room. This is the outro, where we have our sweets and tea or coffee, if we want. Most of the dishes were great and I love them. I would only say that maybe it lacked some originality. Nonetheless, the flavors were fresh, the ingredients were great quality, and the overall experience was great. The name Bulgari is one with luxury and expensive accessories. Let's see what they can offer in the hospitality business. Bulgari Hotel, by the way, is in my top 3 hotels in Dubai. If you wanna be at the core of the city and your wallet is thick, you can't go wrong with this choice. Our way leads to HŌSEKI at the top of the building. HŌSEKI translates to hidden gem, and it is indeed. The interior is minimalistic and calming. Very zen. Just what you would expect from a traditional Japanese restaurant. It only has 9 seats, so make sure you book your seat before coming here. The restaurant's offering change daily based on the ingredients available at the time. Since it's an omakase restaurant, that means you can fully rely on the chef because he will prepare the dishes on the spot from the freshest ingredients. We could choose from 3 types of menus, and we went for the premium one. We start with the ginger shot to prepare our stomach and palate. Then a barracuda with vinegar shiza sauce. We also tried kamatoro. It is the fattiest part of the bluefin tuna. Amazing flavors. Again, I won't walk you through the whole menu, but we had real Japanese classics like sashimi, Japanese trout, squid, and also miso soup, nigiris, and of course, sake. I had 2 kinds of sake, served in beautiful cups. They had an impressive collection of these cups, and I even asked them to show it to me. They were stunning. I love the utensils here. These are gorgeous handcrafted Japanese pieces. It's obvious they take this business seriously. It's a Japanese kitchen after all. For the dessert, we have some sweets. Mostly Japanese fruits. Strawberry, melon, and some matcha sweet and an egg custard. The meal was amazing, an experience that stayed with me for a very long time. Probably this is the best omakase experience in the Middle East. Just fresh, great ingredients, balanced flavors, and amazing dishes perfected to the extreme. We are heading to the famous Palm Jumeirah, to the St. Regis Garden. Our next restaurant is on the very top of the Nakheel Mall. It is called Smoked Room. To be honest, I didn't have high expectations about this place. I had 2 underwhelming experiences at Danny Garcia's restaurant. Let's see how this place does. The interior looks cool and well designed. Okay, right after the first course, I have very good feelings about this. It's brioche bread with nori powder, and the butter is made with roasted yeast and miso. It leads us into a warm, umami-flavored world. The chef here is another young prodigy, Chef Jesus Lobato, who won the Young Chef of the Year award in 2024. He is passionate, concentrated, and very humble, and his energy flows through on the dishes. The name of the restaurant is not just something cool sounding. You really can find smoke in everything, and I'm loving it. The dining area is a bit warm and the air is smoky, but you know, it's called the smoked room for a reason. We have something that's called sturgeon nitro tomato. This is one of Chef Garcia's signature dishes. It is served with horseradish cream and caviar. We also had sweet corn, clams, seared duck, wagyu, and I could list it for another day. The one thing I would mention on the contrary is the repetitive kind of acidity. I found citrus zest in many dishes. But nonetheless, the flavors are there and the menu is nice. The area is literally a theater. There is fire cracking in the background, the energy flows through, every movement is nicely orchestrated. The sommelier is very attentive and nice. She has a kind of energy I really like. The pairing she put together is exciting. Opting for the premium pairing, I thought we would get a few Rockstar bottles or one Bad Boy. This place is great and a strong 1-star restaurant. And I wouldn't be surprised if it earned a second in the near future. I would bravely recommend it for anyone. There is a saying that goes like this: where is smoke, there is fire too. Or something like that. So after our last meal in the smoke, we are walking straight into the fire. The next restaurant is called 11 WOODFIRE. Inside everything is grey and reminds us of ashes. Not my taste, but they probably thought it is harmonious with the concept of the restaurant. They celebrate one of the most Asian cooking techniques here, fire. The chef tells us that we can try several different cuisines. We can't really decide, so we place ourselves in the chef's hands. We're going to try his personal favorites. Sounds great. Let's see. 2 salads arrive. One is a very smoky one, the other is a beetroot salad. which is probably my favorite vegetable. The smoky one is bloody delicious. Some kind of cheesy notes in it with grapes. We move on with bone marrow, beef tartare and scallops with foie gras. You literally taste the fire and everything. And it's delicious. Strong, simple and rustic flavors. Fire is like butter. It makes everything better. Next we have a traditional Filipino dish, chicken adobo. I don't know much about Filipino cuisine, but judging by this, I love it. The story about this dish is that it was originally a staff dish, but the chef loved it so much, it made it onto the menu. We had a few more tasty dishes, but more from the bistro side. But overall, everything was nice. Honest kitchen, lovely dishes. But definitely not a fine dining experience. I noticed before that there are a lot of seats. It's hard to take care of that many guests properly, and I think that's not a usual Michelin experience. What stayed with me for a very long time is the bone marrow. That was some crazy stuff. Very unique flavors, absolutely delicious. The service was kind and did a good job.
Thank you.
We have to go a bit far for our next Michelin-starred restaurant. La Dame du Pic is located in one Zabil. Entering the restaurant, this is what you see. Pure beauty, pale tones, floral patterns, design furniture. Nothing is underwhelming, nothing is overdone. Not just a well-designed area, but well-composed too. This is just simple, unbeatable elegance. This restaurant belongs to Anne-Sophie Pic. She is one of the most decorated female chefs in the world. By that, I am not surprised, everything is beautiful here. The kitchen is run by Justin Ravetti, who has won the Future Great Award in 2025 by Gomio. I have a strong feeling that we will be in good hands here. Let's see. The canapés arrive, then the beautiful bread and butter. In terms of bread, this one is really serious. Then asparagus and shiso sorbet with bavarois infused with anise perfume. What a gorgeous plate! And the dish itself is amazing as well. Simple, bold, perfect opening. Then a dish arrives which I remembered for a very long time. Little pasta jewels filled with aged Comté cheese served with a consommé. The sommelier lady is amazing. I could listen to her all day. It feels like you can always learn something from her. I still remember her presence. Nice character, beautiful soul. Another brilliant dish called the white dish. It's Norwegian scallop cooked in brown butter. It was served with salad farci and coconut yuzu sauce. The sauce was so good, I actually asked for a little cup of it after finishing the plate. Outstanding dish. The Welsh lamb that came after was also exceptional. Simply perfect. Again, both flavors, great ingredients. Let's move to the dessert. This is a pineapple baba infused with chamomile and gin. Powerful flavors, I think this is a perfect restaurant. This restaurant's only disadvantage is its location. This is the best one Michelin-starred restaurant I have ever been to. The second star must arrive soon. One of the best experiences in Dubai, a must visit. Moving forward, we find ourselves in this small, intimate rooftop restaurant. It is called MOONRISE and it can be found on the Jumeirah Beach Road at the top of Eden House. The interior is not about shine and glitter, silk and gold. Fire, silence, intimacy, focus. Salman Haddad is only 28 years old, but moves like he's been doing this for 50 years. He is like a samurai in the kitchen. There is not a hint of doubt in any of his moves. We went big and tried everything from roots to grilled cheese, from Alfredo pasta to abut juice, and even the bold and play explosion with foie gras and Szechuan pepper. After a few courses, I had the suspicion that it wasn't gonna be an ordinary meal. I wasn't wrong. It wasn't ordinary indeed. I loved it very much. Complex and absolutely delicious dishes with great ideas. The chef grew up in Dubai, so there are a lot of flavors of the Middle Eastern cuisine in the dishes. But the Japanese influence is also clearly sensible. I loved watching Chef Solomon working with laser focus. What I would also like to highlight is the market prawns and kouri kebab. The market prawns were gambero rosso from Sicily. Serve with Aleppo chili, black lime, ponzu and Pedro Ximenez balsamic vinegar. Finished with tamarind sauce. The flavor built gradually and it was absolutely phenomenal. The kuri kebab used A5 Wagyu from Sharoma in Hokkaido. It was marinated in style inspired by Lumi tikka and served with flowers and greens. The rhythm of the dining was very pleasant. Time just flew and there wasn't a dull moment. It was a pleasure to experience a local chef cooking for us. A refreshing exception in a place where most of the things are imported. Next we are going to do something crazy. We are going to dine with sharks. I mean not literally, but kinda literally. Welcome to OSSIANO. This spectacular restaurant is located in the Atlantis de Palm, which is Dubai's most iconic resort. The first thing you probably hear about OSSIANO is the aquarium. Fortunately, there is a lot more to tell about it. The first 3 bites were oyster with lemon granita, toro with caviar, and king crab. Flavor-wise, they were good, but in terms of structure, they were kind of all the same. The first dish is pea panna cotta with hazelnut and green curry. I had this feeling it came straight from the fridge. But the next dish was something I really enjoyed. Coconut jelly with scallop. Overall, I am not a fan of foams, but it was like a nice perfume. And the presentation was also really nice. We closed the opening act with tuna tartare and tomato, then bread with seaweed-flavored butter. And after that, we finally arrived at the real flavors. Cod, thyme, piri-piri, chimichurri, finger lime and caviar. That was something I needed some time to process. A beautiful combination of strong flavors and temperature. And then something arrived that begged to be photographed. Blue lobster from Brittany with spinach tortilla and mole sauce on the side. Fortunately, it wasn't only good looking, but it was also truly delicious. Suddenly, a small boat with 2 bottles shows up. Inside the bottles are messages. While I'm playing that certain Polish song in my head, it turns out these are the main dishes. We can choose from Wagyu with beetroot and Moroccan spices, or croque monsieur with Wilhelm and truffles. Luckily, we were 2 at the table, so we could try both, and they were good. We started the desserts with a refreshing sudachi coconut ice cream. Then finished the meal with chocolate crumble, chocolate cream and barley miso ice cream. A great way to end the meal. The service is strong, the wine list is solid, and there are definitely great dishes. I felt that the first part of the menu was a bit over-prepped. But the second part? Well, that's a whole different story. That's real cooking, and I loved it. The location is special, and it definitely brings the wow factor. If you're someone who visits fine dining spots regularly, the storytelling might feel a bit much at times. But on the other hand, they are located in a resort. So probably this restaurant is the first fine dining experience for many. People love stories, and people need to be entertained. And yet, this place is absolutely one of a kind. This was my 6th visit, and I will keep coming back. And one more thing. There are suites in this resort with floor-to-ceiling windows facing that massive aquarium. I mean, imagine sleeping there. I wish I could stay one of those, at least once. Along with that, I also wish you subscribed to this channel. A lot of things are coming and it would be a shame to miss them. So hit that subscribe button and thank you. After a short walk in the same hotel, we arrive at HAKKASAN. This is a globally operated restaurant brand. You will find it in many big cities. You don't have to be Sherlock to guess that a Chinese meal awaits us here. The interior is beautiful, modern and yet authentic. Maybe a little bit too dark for my taste. The welcome is warm and kind. Since it's a dark, intimate place, there are small lamps on the table, which eventually burned out. Rest in peace. But that doesn't turn us off. Let's see what we got here. I start with the rosé champagne from Moet. That's the by the glass option. In the middle we had some great Chinese-inspired dishes like sweet and sour chicken, golden yuan bao, steamed dim sum, and the list goes on. My favorite was probably the sweet and sour chicken, which is funny because I ordered it for my children. The Australian Wagyu was also a good one. And also, it seems like the famous long-lost lamb sauce was here all along. That, combined with the pineapples and plum powder, gave a nice sweet and sour flavor. Really enjoyed it. One more highlight Hokkaido scallops with rice. And what is interesting here, it's not the scallops, which was great by the way, but the rice. The rice alone was totally fantastic. I would eat that even without the scallops. We had two desserts, a strawberry one and a milk chocolate one. Before them, the chef came out to greet us. The service was kind and cheerful, but there were some glitches in it. But anyway, HAKKASAN is not my kind of experience. But I would come back for the sweet and sour chicken any day. In the next restaurant, I'm gonna do something I usually don't. I will only eat vegetables, because our way leads to AVATÄRA, located on Dubai Hills Estate. This is a One Michelin star Indian restaurant. We start the dinner with a Krug 169. This is the way a dinner should start. The first 6 courses arrived at the same time. I love eating with my hands, so this was pure joy for me. A bonbon, a fritter, a cookie, a tart, a rosti and a taco. Next was an amazing drink created by the general manager. Surprisingly strong opening, took all my words away. We went on with salad, watermelon and kohlrabi, then dumpling onion and kokam. I gotta say, these dishes are very creative, and I'm quite amazed so far. Without the protein, these dishes are complete and delicious. Beautiful play with the textures and temperatures all along the menu. Meanwhile, I took a good look at the interior. It's not luxurious, but it's colorful, playful, full of tiny details. I love the peacock, and it's everywhere. Fits perfectly into this atmosphere. We get a palate cleanser sorbet, then a kebab made of jackfruit and mustard. I am simply blown away how meaty it is without any meat. We go through the desserts. And what is closing the meal for us is this little flower that blooms in warm water. This place is a perfect example that something can be modern, precise, yet very traditional and authentic at the same time. Me, as a true meat lover, absolutely loved it. It felt good to be here, and in that, the warm and welcoming service also had a huge part. This is a good one-star place. I recommend it for everyone. NIKO Romito's name could be familiar. He's a 3 Michelin star chef and he has a lot of restaurants around the world, including here in Dubai. We are going to check it next. It's located in the Bulgari resort. The dining area is beautiful. Every detail is in place. Everything is taken care of. The thing I found a bit uncomfortable is the chair. It is too low in my opinion, and in a longer meal it could be uncomfortable after a while. Without further ado, let's get right into the middle of it. There are 2 menus. We choose the one with the chef's most renowned dishes. The opening dish was a really clean and elegant creation. Marinated beef carpaccio with a tomato mayo. Then a Parmigiano Reggiano cream with spring vegetables and a Milanese-style risotto with saffron. Again, nice, elegant plates with good flavors and textures. We have got an extra dish which wasn't on the menu. Spaghetti. A simple, classic spaghetti executed perfectly. We closed our main dishes with a black cod. It was served with spiced tomato, potato cream and a gazpacho-like sauce. It was nice, but it wasn't that memorable. We cleaned our palate with a classical sgroppino. Then for dessert, we got a buffalo ricotta cheese ice cream with blackberries and balsamic vinegar. We had nice, authentic dishes, well prepared and with good ingredients. But here is the thing. Everything is high quality, which you would expect from a 2 Michelin star restaurant. But this place is somehow not resonating with me. It is no secret that one of my favorite places in Dubai and in general is TRÈSIND Studio. It is located at the top of St. Regis Gardens, and that's where we are heading to. Stepping inside, the general manager and the chef greets us. Vipin Panvar and chef Himanshu Saini. You might remember them from my video before. I start the night as a proper human being at the bar, but this time I'm only having coconut water. We take a seat, get a nice warm towel, and the show begins. Let's explore India again.
Very good evening, welcome back.
Pani Puri is a tradition here, and this menu always starts with it. A spectacular presentation, and I love it. The puri arrives, and by now it is filled with the plum water. It is crunchy, delicious, and punchy. After a few snacks, I have something I have never seen here before. tomato tikka masala with naan soufflé. I'm literally getting mad over the flavors. Perfect harmony, perfect in every way. We end up in the third dessert, where I get one of my favorite dishes. White asparagus, pandan curry, asparagus and anise broth. Mind-blowing flavors. Next we check the Deccan Plateau, where we are having a tender coconut kushiyaki and a yuzu rasam. This is a really clever dish. Perfect balance, beautiful flavors. On the coastal plains we get a taste of the ocean. Lobster tail, pickled carrot, alapi curry. And the flavors, just like before, are fantastic. We go to the northern plains and Himalayan mountains. Kebab and kebab scarpetta with sourdough toast. This one I had to finish myself. Funny, playful, great dish. The service here is always amazing. Indian hospitality has a special place in my heart. Vipin, for example, is a self-taught professional. And it seems like passionate work actually pays off. Since my last visit, he has won Gomio's Manager of the Year award in 2025. A well-deserved accolade, and I'm sure there is still plenty ahead of him. Then there is the chef, Himanshu Saini. The food here is a bridge between cultures. Unbelievable flavors and clever dishes. It translates Indian culture for the rest of the world. The end of the meal is close, so we jump into the desserts. We had a couple like pecan tart, banana and hazelnut tortellini, and even South Indian filter coffee. Well, what could I say? I could eat Himanshu's dishes all day long, anytime. This was my 5th visit, and I'm definitely gonna come back here whenever I have the opportunity. We are at the final destination, TASCA, which currently holds 1 Michelin star. This is where I would spend my last meal if it was brunch. I have already been here 7 times. I think that sums it up. It's located on the 6th floor of the prestigious Mandarin Oriental Hotel, another hotel in my top 3 in Dubai. This is the first international restaurant of the renowned chef José AVILLEZ. The chef who runs the kitchen is José Barroso, and he's the one who greets us. They show us to our table, we take a seat, and allow us a few moments to enjoy the view. This is something, right? Sitting on the terrace under the shade, listening to the live music while everything is buzzing. The vibes are amazing. It's not even lunchtime, but the place is almost full already. We have the menus in our hand, and it radiates beautiful Portuguese vibes. Since we are regulars, we are going to have a special menu. The chef will make some dishes only for us. I start with the champagne, just to stay in the mood. The bread and butter arrives. The butter is amazing, and I really like the texture of the bread. I asked the sommelier to put together a Portuguese wine pairing. The first bites arrived, and they immediately reminded me why I love this place so much. Colorful, playful flavors with acidity, sweetness, saltiness, you name it. Next we have garlic prawns, clams, and spicy roasted octopus. Immaculate dishes. I can't say anything, but they were perfect till the last crumble. With the next dish, Chef Barroso also arrives. He presents us a traditional Portuguese dish, cod with a sorda. Sorda is often called the poor man's dish. I love Chef Barroso and keep coming back here. In return, he prepared this dish specially for us, which isn't on the menu. This is true hospitality and a really nice gesture. The kitchen is unbelievably balanced and stable. They respect the ingredients and don't want to do more than what is absolutely needed. Round, complete dishes. The cheerful Portuguese vibes run through everything here. Big smiles, big joy. It's so good to be here and just chill. This is my happy place. We move on to the desserts, and the mandarin orange with egg custard arrives. Nice, refreshing, and the sweetness is in perfect balance with the citrus notes. Also, we get something that is one of my personal favorite desserts. Pastel de nata. I could eat a lot of this. I feel that whoever works in the kitchen loves what they do. They don't do unnecessary magic tricks or anything. Just simple but perfect dishes with big flavors. And I think that fits very well to this place. This is honest hospitality and an amazing experience. TASCA is not a fine dining restaurant, but I would recommend it to anyone without any hesitation. That would be all, if I am not mistaken. all 70 Michelin star restaurants in Dubai. Now is the time to name my top 3 without putting them in order. La Dame du Pic. This is an evident choice for me. Everything there is immaculate, including the interior, the staff, and the kitchen, of course. This is the strongest one-star restaurant I have ever been to. TRÈSIND Studio. This restaurant has a dedicated place in my heart. Chef Seiny's dishes are one of the best I have ever had. Fresh, creative ideas with huge flavors. Guest-centered hospitality led by whipping. It's a genuine, heartwarming experience. I am rooting for you guys. And last but absolutely not least, TASCA. The best brunch experience ever in my life. This is one of my go-to places in Dubai. Passionate and honest kitchen, beautiful view, lively music, cheerful vibes. That sums it up quite well. I strongly recommend it. Now, it was a damn long ride. Let's take a breath and take a look back on what I have learned of all this. I have traveled a lot over the past few years. After visiting countless fine dining restaurants, I can confidently say the Michelin guide is still the most reliable guide out there. Obviously, there are things I don't agree with, and I think they judge different regions from different angles. What the star means can be different from one country to another. Even within Dubai, the gap is huge. There are serious differences between restaurants, and not only in cooking techniques, but in philosophy, atmosphere, and target audience. The restaurants are businesses, so at the end of the day, they need to make money. First of all, Dubai attracts people from all over the world, with different backgrounds, tastes, and expectations. Secondly, the population of Dubai is very young. Finally, Dubai is home to people from more than 50 different nationalities, and their cuisines are all represented here. These could be the reasons for the diversity. The market here is tough. Every year, hundreds, maybe even thousands restaurants open. And hundreds close. Even some of the world's biggest chefs have failed here. So you kinda have to be special to stand out from the rest. Hotels, big restaurant chains, beach clubs, they all fight for attention. These things make Dubai one of the most exciting food cities in the world. However, the fine dining scene is still very young. Only 5 Michelin-starred restaurants are older than 8 years. On May 22nd, the Michelin ceremony will take place in Dubai. So first of all, best of luck to everyone. Secondly, fingers crossed for my 2 starless favorites, AVZIAN and Studio Franzen. I have a bold guess and say AVZIAN is gonna get 3 stars and the studio will get 1. I love them and I think here they deserve it. Overall, the fine dining scene has room for improvement. There are some places that just don't call me back. And then there are others I keep going back to again and again. Because no matter how nice these awards are, at the end of the day, the old truth still holds. The guests vote with their feet. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid.